As the World Bank launches the 27th edition of the Uganda Economic Update, which focused a lot on construction, it's my pleasure and honor to host the senior urban specialist at the World Bank, Madam Phan, Huyen. She's going to be talking to Beg Media at the offices of the World Bank here in Uganda. My name is William Rwanga. You are most welcome, Madam Phan.
Good afternoon.
Yes. We have learned that you are one of the architects of the Uganda Economic Update. What is it all about?
So first and foremost, thank you for this conversation.
Yes.
I am one of the team member because we have a large team who working on the urban development, construction sector, the financial and competitiveness, as well as the education sector. In addition to our colleague, who the main author on the economic update, this edition is focused on construction sector in Uganda. And the question is became burning. The economic is growing. The construction sector is growing. But the number of jobs created for Ugandan, especially younger Ugandan, where are those jobs? Because the ratio of the unemployment is still high and focus on our younger generation. So the question is leading us to see what is exactly the actual situation now. What are the constraints binding the sector to develop by the right trend of having it grow, but also create more jobs in this sector? And that is the edition of this report is about.
During the submissions by some panelists, I had issues regarding certifications. I had issues regarding lack of enough training to our youth, and also the inclusiveness, especially of women, into the sector. What's your comment?
So that exactly pointed out in our report and also confirmed by our TVES board member. The training curriculum, it doesn't have any leading regulator. The training, vocational training and trainer, they really want to know what the market needs and what the worker should be trained in order to adapt to the new market and be a premium in the worker class so they can earn more money and they can be financially sustainable. Now, in reality, the missing of the construction regulator are the bit of the puzzle that we also together with all of our counterparts try to find a way to get that and knock off the construction regulator so that it set forth what exactly the formal procedure, starting point from what the industry needs, and formulate it into how the young people can be trained to meet with the skill market.
We have also come to our attention. We have also come to the. It has also come to our concern that there is limited regulation into the existing laws that govern the sector, the construction sector, especially here in Uganda. There was also concerns about there was this, some panelists alluded to limited financing and the conditions, the terms and conditions for companies to get financing to finance their projects.
Right.
And also I had some issues to do with the delays in approving construction plans or development plans, plus delays in payment of contractors who have done those works or development projects. What's your take on that?
Yes, so we really assess for the issue that we recording the fact, apart from the skill set that we need for the market, apart from the construction regulators have to be in place, we also identify three main areas. On first and foremost, the land administrations, because the missing of the specific law are being updated to accommodate how the land tenure is, and who have a right on land, to delay the procedure of land acquisition for the public investment, but it's also for the private developer. When they want to purchase a piece of land, the process to get to the all of the owner who own that land plot, it takes very long time, to the point that by the time that they develop a very financial feasible proposal, the time that they acquire that piece of land is already make the financial not being feasible any longer.
So as to focus also on land reforms.
Yes, so our recommendation is land reform is very critical for the country. It's not only for the construction industry only, it's for all of other matter. Because with land administration is in this state without reform, it leads to so many delay and problematic when we talk about land for development. Then limited number of services land available for the developer. So what we want to work with the government through so many of the instruments that we have in place, for example, like the budget support through the policy reform. You can heard the DPO, DPF, that incentivize the process of having land being more and more transparent, and also having the land system working.
Okay, land tenure system being
not even
convenient.
tenure, is the entire land management system.
Okay. Okay. Finally, we had also some panelists talking about commending your support, but at the same time requesting you to also support them in the housing sector, because you have supported them in the construction sector, but also they also request for some support in the housing sector. What is your comment?
The World Bank is very interested in affordable housing sector. The commercial housing are the market for private sector. But a lot of Uganda, we have said that in the urban setting, 60% of urban population, especially the poor, living in informal settlement. So affordable housing is really our concern, and we want to work with the government on it. But again, it comes back to the land issue. The affordable housing have to be at some point with the government incentivize the process for the developer to have a land available for affordable housing. The house can only be affordable when the price to building that unit is remain in the frame that is also benefit to the developer, but it also can be purchased by the poor. So with that, I think we need a whole system working to get to incentivize not only the World Bank but also other development partners to enhance their input and support in the affordable housing.
Finally, as World Bank, we have also got we have also heard from some panelists saying that high interest rates on the financing for those long-term projects is also limiting the progress or the success of these development projects. What's your take?
So as we heard from one of the private banks that in the panelists today, they want to support the developer in the construction sector and particularly in the housing sector. The issue is the developer, it take them too long to finally get the planning permits, and then later on with a building permit. And it comes to the point that it exhausted themselves throughout the process, and it also giving the private banks put into the situation that I don't see any profits that they can make if they're following and supporting that developer per se. Right? So if the system are in place, the policy are reformed, the procedure is streamlined, I'm sure that the developer will be interested in this sector, and then from that, they will confidently submit the proposal to get the loan and credit from the bank and supporting them in this.
Uganda, this report comes at a time when Uganda as a country is facing a high number of slums, especially slums within the city or around the city. Yes, as the World Bank, do you have plans to support government in trying to at least build affordable housing for these people so that we can reduce slums in our country or in Africa as a whole?
You stated it right. People live in slum and informal settlement, and where those area so informal resettlement are, they actually on the floodplain. It's very dangerous hotspot that if it rain, they will be flooded. So we, as a One Bank, we support the Ministry of Land, Housing and Urban Development, starting from the urban planning. And if the physical urban planning layer with the climate resilient, we can identify where is the hazardous hotspot that we should avoid. So we advise people, even though you come to the city, you're looking for the informal settlement, should never go to the area that is dangerous. So this is a starting point. The second is, again, planning to identify where is a good location for affordable housing. The housing is not only affordable in terms of the price that they can be afforded by the poor, but also have to be in the commute distance to their job. Right? It cannot be too far away from the urban center where they are coming every day to work, and where the public transport is not available for them to commute easily, or the traffic jam is just holding them to stay far away from cities. So location of affordable housing is also very important aspect that we're looking at. And last, as we discussed about the financing for that, right? How much the government can subsidize, for example, to the developer, encouraging them for building a compound of the mixed-use housing. It means that part of it can be affordable housing for the certain category of the citizen, but then the other part of it is commercial, that they can sell to the people who afford it. So it is balance the financing seat of the developer, encouraging them, incentivize them to develop a mixed-use housing instead of separate affordable housing. And then we also encourage the citizens to live together.
Inclusiveness.
With inclusive, because we understand that Uganda ourselves, we don't have classes. People are live together and people work together. So we encourage the mixed use of housing rather than saying that here is a housing for the poor, which is identify a category of people, or here is housing for the rich. That's what we want to avoid, definitely.
Thank you so much, Madam Phan, Huyen, the senior urban specialist at the World Bank. It's been an honor to talk to Big Media. Yes. Thanks for watching us. Keep tuned. We still bring you more interesting stories, business, politics, society, features, among others. William Muranga has been your host at the World Bank offices.